We put the Va into the SaVàge by interfacing time and space, by the deployment of hip shakers, myth makers, red faces, to instigate the non-cannibalistic cognitive consumption of the other. Yeah. So in other words, we're an arts collective based in Aotearoa, New Zealand, but we have a fluid membership that reaches through the UK, through the Cook Islands, through Fiji, through Tahiti, and really we come together to just explore and be creative as sort of cultural and creative practitioners. The Va, a very small word with a very big meaning, which is very hard to translate directly into English.
Quite often people talk about not just the Va, but they talk about the relationship of Ta and Va, which is the relationship of time and space. And that in this space, it is past, present, and future, all occupying at the same time on multiple levels, you know. As Rosanna said, we've been practicing for over 10 years in different forms, and through those years we have built lots of different relationships and have been very honoured to have captured lots of those moments. So you'll see our portrait wall, which is facing directly Mai. So Mai gets to look at some of his descendants, some of his relations, his cousins.
Portraiture is a really important aspect to us, but in a way we're kind of reverting the gaze, so it's how we want to be seen, not how maybe the world wants to see us as Indigenous people today.
We've got some footage of Mai's homelands that he can look across and not just see, but also hear what the birds sound like, hear what the ocean is crashing, and what modern living, breathing, talking ancestors are doing today.
Look, there's one there.
What was it like working with the SaVàge Kʻlub?
It was intense.
Sorry.
We wake up early.
We wake up early.
Well, it was important for us to have the Tahitian voice in the centre. I had met Tahir on another project, another SaVàge project, and when we got there, we basically lived with each other for a week, sort of really shared intense time together to really unpack what we wanted to say and maybe what we wanted to actually create for Mai.
I have 3 sculptures here, and they actually represent the clash of the cultures that I have. This is how I relate to Mai's story. Maybe he has, experienced the same thing.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not just about the clash of cultures, but it's actually how they actually complement each other, how they can kind of stand with the same, mana. And I think that's what, in the case, I play with the fact that the audience doesn't really know what is from the museum and what has been made by us. Something's very obvious. There is space in our world for our ancient to sit with our modern. And I feel like Mai was one of the first to really experience that. He would have had, all the ancient knowledge then, which is something we crave for because it slowly got erased through the colonial experience. Going to Tahiti and meeting you all and us sitting down and discussing, our own experiences of life in the islands, we start to reimagine Mai in a very different way. And this is what we've hoped that we've brought in this room, is this really energetic, vibrant, dynamic, living, sort of cosmopolitan version of Mai.
The whole room, all the objects work as one work. So yeah, I think, I have the feeling that this is one work. Everything is connected.
I don't think we're finished telling Mai's story. I think there's a lot more to be told.
I hope Mai enjoys it as well, because he was our main audience. We did this for Mai, and so all the other visitors, I hope that they pick up on that.